found a little bit of self-care and good baseball.
Yeah, and that's another issue altogether. That could venture off into another tangent. So, like, I didn't get to give you this question ahead of time, but we got to talk about it because it's like breaking news. You saw LSU self-reported NCAA violations?
I actually saw your video about it.
Oh.
I saw the title, so I was like,
okay.
More violations.
Yeah. So, like, question that I have is, who didn't see this coming?
So tell me give me some cliff notes on this because I don't know all the details.
Okay, so LSU self-reports rules violations, one of which involves a scandal that I knew about, but I don't know if it made national headlines, in that a booster embezzled money from a church in the millions and then paid a recruit, offensive lineman, no doubt, $180,000, to go to LSU. On top of that, we got Odell Beckham ripping out stacks and putting them in the hands of LSU players, for which I'm like, yo, dog. And so he got a 2-year like ban from LSU, like he can't go near it for 2 years. And then Ed Orgeron, for good measure, picked up the recruiting violation that we knew he was going to get in January. And by I say we knew he was going to get, I mean it's Ed Orgeron. I don't mean like we can point to one specific instance. And then we have Will Wade. Will Wade is the head basketball coach at LSU. And he came across my desk because, I could give a damn about college basketball for the most part, except when the tournament comes around. But he came across my desk because the feds had put a wiretap on him. I don't care what the feds put a wiretap on you for. If I'm your employer and I find out that the feds got a wiretap on you, you're fired.
You got to go.
They did not fire this man. They didn't fire him. He's still the head basketball coach at LSU. So now we got all of this on top of, Louisiana could give a damn about COVID-19. And Louisiana State is 1-2 to start the season with a loss to a Mississippi State team that might actually be bad and not good. And their one win is against Vanderbilt, which I'm fairly certain the Bixby Spartans and Union, Booker T, probably 2 touchdown favorites against Vanderbilt. Add to that, Vanderbilt can't actually play football. And I'm going to get into Dan Mullen and whatnot here because there's this through line of Urban Meyer that I want to talk about. But, like, the question that I posed in the video was, is all of this stuff worth you winning the 2019 national championship? To which I say, absolutely. Does it hurt right now? It wouldn't hurt me because I'd still have my shiny trophy. How do you feel about LSU picking up these violations for being LSU?
I would say that unless there is some sort of moral turpitude happening that we've seen at other universities that have caught sanctions in the past, that if this is just all financial and just a little bit of... Actually, yeah, if this is all financial, I'm only going to care in the sense that they got caught.
Mm-hmm.
But letting people just get their money and not depriving anybody else of any money, say like fraudulently, yeah, then go ahead, get this however you can. And if you're a university, the having a wiretap worries me because, if I'm an administrator or a board member, I do not want to be anywhere near, a RICO charge.
Right.
I don't want it.
Well, and see, that's what's funny about that is I got to lay this out. It's about the bag man. So I think it's an overzealous federal agent. If I'm looking at this Fed and I'm going, yo, man, you ain't got nothing else to do. Like you got a wiretap Will Wade about some bag man money. Is that what we're doing? So like, but again, to your point and to the point I'm making, it's the feds. As the employer, I don't care. I don't care if they're wiretapping you for, I don't know, watching Care Bears.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is that if you are any sort of official and you know that you don't have any real emails with them, you've never been on a phone call with them, the most that they could ever put you together is saying that you two were at the employee picnic, right? Playing cornhole. I don't know what they do down there. Then you're fine, because if you're
damn well what they do down there.
Yeah, so they're passing around Mike the Tiger to pet. Who knows?
God.
So if that is happening, like if I'm some sort of administrator, I know that I'm not going to, like, you can't throw a university in prison, right? University can't go to jail.
No.
So we got to take a year off of football, basketball, and you know that nobody's going to hand down another SMU violation, right?
Mm.
And you saw what happened to Alabama not too long ago, and look at where they are now.
Mm.
You'll be fine. And as long as they don't take away that 2019 national championship, actually, they can never take it away because we saw with our own eyes.
Right. It's the Reggie Bush conundrum, or corollary.
Exactly. That's why I say we could talk about who's the greatest college football team of all time, and everybody throws in that USC squad because we saw it and it happened. Mm-hmm. We all have the tape. This wasn't as if it happened in 1945 and all the archival footage just disappeared. This is the be careful what you do because the internet exists type situation, but it works as a positive if you're LSU. So they got a championship. They might have to face some struggles. They were in a down period anyway.
Yeah, but now they docked 8 scholarships in addition to, like, they self-reported the violations, which is the real distinction between it and almost everybody else. Like, SMU got caught. They didn't self-report a damn thing. Like, that's another thing. Like, if the NCAA finds this out and you didn't say nothing, that's a bigger hill to climb. Now, 8 scholarships, that's also a tremendously big hill to climb, because, like, LSU was knocking on the door pushing for a number 1 class in 2021, and they had leans, and by leans we mean guys that are likely to pick them before today, the number 1 player in the country, who's also a defensive end, a top 20 player in the country, who's also a defensive tackle, and a top 10 player in the country, who is an offensive tackle. What if you can't take them? Like, put aside whether or not they still would go. What if you can't take them because you got docked these 8 scholarships?
Put those walk-ons on a meal plan, I guess.
Man. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, this season is a wash. And I said this season was a wash before it started. You said this season was a wash before it started. And now LSU fans are turtling up, talking about, yo, man, I didn't know he was going to be this bad. I told you were going to be this bad. I didn't know that you were going to get picked up for these violations